We welcome you to a very rainy night in Costa Rica, and the Scotiabank Concacaf League quarterfinal second leg round begins from Alajuelense and Alejandro Morera Soto Stadium. It's Alajuelense of Costa Rica and El Salvador's Alianza. Mike Watts, happy to have you along on what should be a dreadful first half hour or so before the rain begins to pass. It will be rainy at the outset, and these Alianza fans are hoping that this is not the end of their run in CONCACAF League. For the fans assembled from the Costa Rican side, a win in the opening leg gives them confidence they could see their way through to a semifinal and maybe a second trophy in the competition. Take a look at matchup number 12 in the quarterfinal round. You'll find these two sides. Alajuelense has already bounced an Alianza side, the one from Panama, and they were able to knock off Aguila of El Salvador in the preliminary round. While for Alianza of El Salvador, dormant in the preliminary round, Verdes passed Platense in shocking fashion, and now they carry the flag here into Costa Rica. It is a fascinating matchup in a number of ways. The ticket to Champions League is open to both these sides in more ways than one at present. The chance to finish top 6 in this competition gives you 2 roads into CONCACAF's greatest club competition. You can do it by reaching the semifinal outright. You can do it by being 2 of the top 4 that fail to qualify in the quarterfinal round. And both these teams have put themselves in position to do just that, both with gaudy goal difference to this point and solid point totals from the round of 16 forward. Herediano and Diriangen are the 2 sides right now that would be below the cut line. Tauro and Alianza are in 5th and 6th, respectively. It's as simple for these sides, Alajuelense and Alianza, as get a win today, and you don't need to worry about the math. However, if it fails to go your direction, there were a stunning upset. Real España already owns one of the 2 positions moving forward. With 9 points, they cannot be caught. They will move into CONCACAF Champions League in some capacity, likely as the semifinalist with their 2-goal lead in their matchup, but nothing's guaranteed. If there's one thing this competition has taught us, it's that nothing can be taken for granted. For Alajuelense, it's a side coming off a defeat at the hands of their most bitter local rival, Saprissa, over the weekend. Fabian Coito will coach in this game, but he won't coach in the next domestic league game. He was ejected from the game after Johan Benegas was shown his 2nd yellow card. Both will be part of the equation here today. You see Coito there on the left, the Uruguayan manager hoping to pilot this Alajuelense side on one more round. 2nd right now in Costa Rica. Well, for Alianza, they still haven't begun their domestic season. The rest of the league began last week. Their match was postponed so that they could put their entire focus into this quarterfinal bout. While they had 62% the ball in the opening leg, they had 10 of the 13 shots in the game. They didn't put anything in the net. They're hoping today, as they return Rodolfo Zelaya on the bench, they add Nelson Bonilla to the bench. Then they still have Juan Delgado, Michael Mercado. Maybe they can find a goal here, a road goal that can level it, or perhaps grab 2 and put Alajuelense on their heels. Fans young and old know this Alajuelense side as the giant of Costa Rica, never relegated, founded 103 years ago, a 30-time champion in the domestic league. Good times are here again for La Liga. And while things are almost assuredly going to change with the reported change of sporting director, there is immense excitement about this competition, what lies in store, with big names like Benegas and Ruiz and Borges still leading the way. So La Liga takes the field. Alajuelense in front of their home crowd have a road goal from the opening leg and a 1-0 advantage, but still much work to be done. Alianza of El Salvador, Alajuelense of Costa Rica, preparing for the second leg the quarterfinals of Scotiabank Concacaf League. Players meeting. Only 11 of the 22 can continue in this tournament. Maybe they'll all make it to Champions League, but that's a long way away. As for the answer to the first, that's just 90 minutes away. Alajuelense leads Alianza 1 leg complete, 1-0. They got the job done in San Salvador, and now they prepare for the opportunity of greatness here on their home ground. Let's meet the lineup for Fabian Coito and Alajuelense. They have made 5 changes, including the goalkeeper, Lionel Morera, coming back into the group. We talked about how strong their bench was last game. That bench has reverted to the lineup. Venegas, Ruiz, Lopez, and Dorian Rodriguez. A massive quadruplet of players entering the field. Caboseta remains the leader in the back line. Borges will lead midfield. Ruiz, who plans to retire following the World Cup, captains the side. Walter Lopez of Guatemala. In June, he oversaw Costa Rica's win against Martinique in Nations League A. He's overseen finals in his native Guatemala. And he's ready to go here today in this quarterfinal bout. You see Marvin Monterosa and Brian Ruiz. 2 captains pose for their photos. A look down the Alajuelense bench and a look at the Alianza starting 11. Nelson Bonilla is back. Jacobo moves into the lineup in place of the injured Henry Romero, who missed the second half of the first leg after an injury. Juan Carlos Portillo moves to the bench. Alexi Montes and Marvin Monterosa enter the 11, and Mario Gonzalez, who they had hoped to have available for the opening leg, is ready for the second. The goalkeeper for Alianza under Adlai Martinez, the former Salvadoran international who featured in the Gold Cup 20 years ago as a player. Well, I'd venture to say there are, in fact, more Alajuelense fans here, but it's not by much. Alianza has traveled well. They're hoping that tonight they can extend their time in this competition. Well, Alajuelense, a former champion, hopes to take a step back toward another. There's the opening whistle. Here we go in Alajuela in Costa Rica. The second leg is underway. What may be the most enticing of the quarterfinal fixtures. Alajuelense leads Alianza 1-0 after 90 minutes. They'll sneak through David. Circling over, Gamboa, David, Rodriguez. Touched out by Gamboa. Good start for Alianza. Most teams in this competition complain that there are 2 tournaments going on. Alianza has a very different problem. It's their first competitive fixtures of the year. That ball bouncing away after Morera was a bit late to swipe at it. Monterosa whisks it across again. Sneak by Lopez. And deflected away from Rodriguez. Morera chasing. What a dynamic attacking threat he was in the first leg. Fabian Coito dismissed less than halfway into Honduras' World Cup qualifying campaign. As we later came to find out, it was not the manager, it was everything that held Honduras back. And a group that had genuine hopes of reaching Qatar will be on the sidelines, and they look to renew their vigor as a program over the next 4 years. Attempt in behind seeking Benegas. Ruiz tugging at Rodriguez, the spin. Oriana goes down. Foul from Ruiz. Mercado turned away. Header up by Ivan Mancia. Across 20 games played in Concacaf club competitions. This competition and Champions League. 6-time title winner in El Salvador. Gamboa. It was 7 unbeaten all competitions for Alajuelense. That is very much a thing of the past now. A lot of disappointment, a lot of injuries. We do get Brian Ruiz back, but that's about it for this second leg. And the majority of those injuries have come on the back line. Good ball forward. Rodriguez. Rodriguez crossing for Ruiz. Corner Alajuelense. He was just faster. Cobo's got a big job in front of him. It wasn't the first choice in the opening leg. Full international now. He played against Mexico in World Cup qualifying last year. Service across. First ball's away. Benegas. Another bite of the apple here for Alajuelense. Suarez forward. And bobbling and crashing to the ground, Gonzalez. Eyes never left the ball. And he crashes down rather awkwardly. Ruiz, the pressure. Rodriguez continues. Venegas. Lopez, slash back across, Borges, and a late whistle. It's given. It's a penalty. And an early opportunity for Alajuelense to try and make this the only penalty taken tonight. Borges cuts it back. The referee contemplated it. How much as he catches? Does look like the player tries to pull out of that. Doesn't matter, it's reckless. And it's all gone horribly wrong. And regrettably for Alianza, the man who's going to put this on the spot is the all-time leading scorer in this competition. He's among the leading scorers in the Costa Rican First Division at the moment as well. $14 goals for Johan Venegas in Concacaf League. And a chance to put his mark in this moment. Watch the plant on the left side. Venegas against Gonzalez. And a chance to expand the lead. Venegas scores! Never in doubt. Alajuelense 2-0 ahead on aggregate. Spot kicks will no longer have the opportunity to decide who moves to the semifinal. A second for Alajuelense, coolly taken by Johan Venegas. And Alianza, who started so supremely well, possessed the ball extensively in the first leg, is struggling to put their left foot in front of their right. Chopped away by Tamakis, brought down Ruiz. Venegas. Lopez. Lance over the shoulder, Ruiz touches wide, David. Gamboa. Tamakis. So waiting. Put under pressure now. David. Long run for Mercado. Taken by Mora. Kept by Suarez. Mora for Suarez. Well, for Alianza, it's still quite simple. 2 goals from here, and they move on. If they had intention of getting this done in the 90 minutes, they were always going to need 2 goals. So in that sense, nothing has changed. But 1 goal will do very little for them, except add a valuable point for the standings that decide the 5th and 6th qualifier for Champions League. A 7th point would put them clear of Herediano and potentially Dirianen as well. Still much to play for Alianza in both veins. let's not forget, if Real España flames out, they're on 9 points. They will get one of the two positions in Champions League. And then all of a sudden you've got some really scary moments. In America, in relation to college basketball at the end of the year, where they choose at-large teams, they call it either a hard bubble or a soft bubble. We won't really know the answer to that until Thursday. Just how difficult and how many points it's going to take to assure yourself a spot at the table in 2023 Champions League. It's a fascinating undercurrent. Ball chipped away, Borges.
Falta para la Liga Deportiva Alajuelense.
Goal from number 8 in the 7th minute. Venegas for Alajuelense, 2-0 up on aggregate. Ruiz flights that over one line. David far up the line. Throw for the Ticos. Rolled over by Lopez. For Rodriguez, that bounced through and deflected calmly to Gonzalez. What an awkward moment that was. Watch how that gets between the two. Jacoba trying to cover that ground. Made it difficult enough. William Rodriguez, the youngest with a hat trick in Concacaf League history, did it against the Panamanian Alianza last round. Should Alajuelense advance, they would see the winner of Real España and Herediano. Herediano win against Forge, and then they dropped the second leg, had to go to penalties. Rather, Pacific FC of the Canadian Premier League. Stripped away from David. Herediano's best route forward isn't just a win against Real España, defeated them by 2 goals in the first leg. It's to move on entirely to the semifinal. Otherwise, could make for a very awkward time. Touched outside by Borges. Diagonal ripped across, seeking Venegas. twisting around. Orellana gave it away. Ruiz. Rodriguez chases that down, finds Venegas, starts the run. Well, there's a certain freedom that Alajuelense is playing with. They're playing some passes we didn't see at all last week. Ruiz looks very much up to the task. Venegas is running. It's been dynamic and creative. Even then, Alajuelense has conceded the majority of possession. Well, here's a shocker. Alianza has gone to their bench. Delgado is grabbing at his left leg a little bit. I'm not sure that's entirely it. In need of a miracle, this would be your man, Rodolfo Zelaya. Amnai Martinez has gone to the bench in an extravagant and somewhat extraordinary fashion. 17th minute. Juan Delgado's day is done. Still, he seeks his first goal for his new club. He had a goal disallowed in the first leg. I would imagine that Amnai Martinez has gotten a letter from Concacaf for his commentary after the match in relation to that disallowed goal. Venegas gets tossed by Tamakis. There is no VAR in this competition, although it appears the principal point of contact there more on the solar plexus than it is the neck. Ugly twist nonetheless. Free kick, Alajuelense, Borges. Mercado. Montes. I'm not sure Delgado touched the ball in his 16.5 minutes. So in some ways, no way but up for Zelaya coming in. Good thievery, positive turn in midfield. Attempt to maintain on the bounce and on the line. Monterosa. Montes. Mercado. Recovery by Mora. Ball dropped down well. Shot turned away from Oscar Rodriguez. It's kept by Orellana. Monterosa for Tamakis. Off the turn, Zelaya. Mercado. And Azuri Central, Monterosa. Blocked by Ruiz. Ruiz there defensively again. Brilliant. Age only a number for the 37-year-old. Gonzalez pushed that away. Borges hangs it up. Landazuri. Oriana. Alongside Zelaya. Venegas. Underlapping. Turn down David. Ball for Rodriguez. Claimed by Gonzalez. Coming into the week, this was one of the two matches that really felt open-ended after the first leg. Tauro and Motagua, a draw, scoreless. The opening leg, the only one closer. Real España, 3-1 win over Arellano, and Olimpia disposed of Diriangen 4-0. Especially in the case of that Olimpia Diriangen game, it feels out of reach. Diriangen still something to play for, perhaps. This ball whisked out of play on a hope and a prayer. The ambitious Zelaya. Ruiz, Rodriguez. Punched ahead by Caboseta. He's on it once more. El Salvador international, grew up in San Jose in Costa Rica. Time in Italy. Caboseta actually spent a little bit of time playing in the U.S., being in Italy for a while in St. Louis, back when they had a second division team, St. Louis FC, not the soon-to-be minted St. Louis City, to play in the first division, Major League Soccer. A lot in that. Alexander Lopez didn't take kindly to it. Tested the constitution of his jersey, then that of his shoulder and his collarbone and his hips. Venegas from the spot. Alajuelense 1, Alianza 0. That after Bernardo Faro scored in the 38th minute of the opening leg in El Salvador. Mora, Suarez, Borges, Ruiz. From two starlets of the future to two aging stars for Costa Rica. In unison today for the red and black. Ruiz, Lopez. Flicks it in behind. Walked out to the halfway line. Zelaya trying to go it alone. Gamboa. Venegas fighting off Tamakis. Foul from David. Uh-oh. Venegas. Poor from Gonzalez. Offside flag ends the threat. Yikes. Ball whipped through, seeking Landazuri. And Zelaya. Stab forward, Suarez. Rodriguez. They'll bring play back, rightfully so. Free kick. What a beautiful little interchange. This has to make you a little bit reminiscent. The Classico finale of the 2020 Concacaf League. That was a one-legged tournament. Alajuelense and Saprissa in 2020. Alajuelense got to play the entire tournament on this home ground from the preliminary round on. Cibao, San Francisco of Panama, Real Estelí of Nicaragua, went to penalties with Olympia, and then a phenomenal final 3-2 over Saprissa to win the crown. One in which the eventual game winner was scored by Alex Lopez, overcoming Marvin Angulo's late attempt try and win it. Saprissa led that early on. Christian Bolaños scored the opening goal in that game, only to see 3 in a row scored by Alajuelense. Their answer was too late. That was played behind closed doors. And you probably felt the souls of somewhere between 20 and 200,000 people in that empty venue that night. Long-awaited international crown for Alajuelense. Struck on the first time. And Gonzalez will pull it in. In 1986-2004, Alajuelense climbed the top of the CONCACAF mountain. CONCACAF League, it was the same foe they vanquished in 04. Saprissa at the end. Mercado swiped at by Morera. Pushed in front, Landazuri. Touched away by Alajuelense. Venegas accepts the return from Ruiz. Cuts that through. Borges allowed through by Rodriguez. Suarez tried to get a touch. Mercado. There is no support up there. And Alianza just get it out of their own half. Alajuelense playing like a boa constrictor. Their counter press has been on point, but even when they do concede possession, moments like this, feels like every movement by Alianza is a pressing trigger. Lopez. Oh, Borges dipping into his bag. Rodriguez gallops, seeking Venegas. Oh, Borges is on one tonight. Borges toward Venegas. I'm not even sure that Fabian Coito knows what to do about this. If players like Borges freedom, see what they can do. Monterosa. Couldn't connect with Landazuri. Lopez. Flicked along. Lopez wide. Borges. Shiftily forward. Maintaining through the challenge. The ball sliced out. Morera does the work defensively. Landazuri. How many more times will we get to see that man pace around midfield on this stage? A golden age of Costa Rican football. Landazuri. Tapped away. Ruiz trying to step in. Struck. Appeal for a handball. Monterosa appeals again. Referee says it was an attempt to protect his face. Play on. Well, Walter Lopez is continuing to claim there's nothing in this. Is it literally in front of his face? Yes. Is he attempting to protect his face? Not really. Arms away from the body. It surely appeared that it would get to his face. Did he not put that arm up? But You can understand why the Alianza players are quite so incensed. Morera. Suarez. Suarez. Given the other way. Stoic faces on the Alianza bench. Mercado. Monterosa. Outwitted by Ruiz. Lost there on the far touchline. Another look at Borges. There's the foul from Mencia. Penalty by Benegas. Rolled ahead, Landazuri. Lionel Morera. Never too early to leak a few seconds off the clock. That's going to come with an instant card to Tamakis. That had all the potential to be really dangerous. Borges. Swung through, never got to Benegas. Oh. Ruiz. Benegas. Bounced off of Tamakis. Dismissive wave of the hand. Benegas. Those two are going to be at war all night. Benegas tried to seek that out. Marcus. Oriana coming available. Monterosa trying to orchestrate. Mencia from the back. What a strong tug from Montes. This Montes on the roster. He wears Renderos on the back. Landazuri. Oh, that's kept in. That's excellent. Playing it out of the back has gone right for Alianza. Approaching halftime. Delgado came out and Zelaya came in. Turns out it was irrelevant who was in the game if you can't get them the ball. Goal in the 7th minute from Benegas is breathing room, but far from a finished product for Alajuelense. Alas, concede twice and fail to answer. They'll still be out of the tournament. It's not quite a razor's edge, but they're on the cusp of it. have looked the far more dangerous side. Pass from Benegas cut out. Mercado. Koval. Oriana. Available. Instead, Rodriguez. And this is concerning for Alianza. The last thing they want to do is use a second sub window in the first half. Tamakis grabbing at his right leg. William Canales preparing to enter if needed. There'd be a like-for-like switch. The referee is still explaining the nature of the non-handball earlier. Fabian Cueto a lot of credit. His success at the youth levels with Uruguay is well documented. Doesn't have that many chances. Coach a big club. Well, he's gotten it, and so far he's run with it. Caboseta. Ball through. Rodriguez denied by Gonzalez. Rodriguez lays it back with a deflection out of the air. Benegas into the bleachers. That slip ball's been there all day. They just haven't been able to get the next touch. Benegas, if he rifles that in, we're having a very different conversation. All the while, Alianza the other way. And Azori was out there. Zelaya was never able to play it. Ruiz, Benegas. Look at David sprinting. Benegas. One added minute in the first half. That is a glum Salvadoran face on that board. One goal would massively change the halftime. Tamakis, Zelaya, David, out to Ruiz. Oh, Rodriguez, he lost his footing. He pounds the ground. And the halftime whistle spares him any further embarrassment. It rained for hours and hours, and Rodriguez was through. Wanted to see the turf give way underneath him. All the while, an injured Cabosetta, it appears, back behind the play. A situation that could manifest itself as a second half substitute. The way he's writhing. Certainly a storyline to follow as halftime arrives. There's Cabosetta.
Abandona con el número 10, Brian Ruiz. Ingresa con el número 99, Freddy Góndola.
We welcome you back to Alajuelense in Costa Rica. You see William Canales entering for Brian Tamakis, who's on a yellow card, and outside back. Alianza making their second change. They had to use a window in the first half with Delgado coming off and Zelaya coming on. Alajuelense made a change as well. The ageless Brian Ruiz leaves having done his job. He retires for the night, and Freddy Góndola comes on. Ruiz excellent in 45 minutes. There's the whistle that sends us into the final 45 of this tie. No chance of penalties. 2-0 Alajuelense. 1 goal at home here tonight, 1 on the road a week ago. Upward and onward. Borges touches into the center circle. Góndola with Ruiz off. They've contorted that midfield a little bit. They've tucked Venegas in, moved Góndola into that left winger position. Not an abnormal position for Venegas to be in. Will be a little bit of an adjustment. Monterosa. Gamboa got a touch to that. He does remain in the game after picking up a knock in the literal final seconds of the first half. Borges waits, pushes ahead now, and the contact from Rodriguez. As the fans here a little perplexed. Here at the Estadio Alejandro Morera Soto, just shy of 18,000. Opened 80 years ago. It was in 1970 that lights first illuminated a night game here. It's since become a pretty regular venue. The international game. David concedes the free kick, and Alianza, they can get just one. All the pressure is going to move to Alajuelense, believe it or not. Chance to get those critical road goals belongs to Alianza now. Lay off the gas at your own peril. You're the home side with the 2-goal advantage. Surely this is too far out for Zelaya to think he can beat Lionel Morera, but we've seen crazier. And Zelaya has scored goals like this. Zelaya did go for goal. Didn't have much of a chance. It's given away awkwardly, and even more so, bounced up, caught the hand of David. David's conceded 2 free kicks in a short amount of time. There's Narciso Oriana, highly, highly touted. The age of 27, approaching the half-century mark. Appearances for El Salvador. Caught by Morera. Sides met in 1972. They met in 1986. Header steered back, handled by Gonzalez. The 1986 matchup was the precursor to a Alajuelense Concacaf Champions Cup triumph. Given away, Lopez. Gondola. Suarez. Danger, ball across, touched away. Morera asking genuine questions. David. Borges. Offside. Gondola. Stripped away from Rodriguez, who then spins down David. Suarez. Plucked out of the air ahead to David. Gondola. David. Trinidadian international. Appeared in 139 domestic games for Saprissa. And seemingly countless more in CONCACAF League and Champions League. The indispensable defender. Lopez. Gondola. 3 red shirts flocking forward. Gondola sees that deflected out. The corner. Banged off of Canales. Six gold cups for Soto Borges. Returned to this club in October of 2021. Borges over Caboseta, taken out of the air by Venegas. Rifled it at goal. Mercado Smart. No use chasing that when you can get Venegas booked. Woo.
Tarjeta amarilla para Liga Deportiva Alajuelense de Costa Rica. Número 8, Johan Morera, al minuto 54.
Suarez running through. Suarez tugged down from behind. Back pocket. Red card. It's all gone horribly wrong for Alianza now. The run from Suarez was magnificent. Mencia had no choice. If there's any glory, it's that it happened outside the penalty area. And what's going on in the mind of Mencia? Four red cards in 345 games. None in international competition for Mencia. It's a 1 in 100 occurrence over the course of his career. It's come to bite Alianza now. Surely Gonzalez knows there's no margin for error now. Steam is literally rising off these players in 65-degree temperatures and dipping. Venegas wants a piece. Suarez hierarchically has no chance. He's window dressing, one would think. Torres, Venegas, options galore here. Oh, it is Suarez! The age of 20, he went for the kill shot. The least likely swinging it around the wall. Oh, yes. Gamboa with such composure. Up a man now. Alajuelense played free and loose in the first half. Almost assuredly, they've been imbibed to do even more so now. Through now, Suarez. Suarez off the frame again. Crumbling, this Alianza side. Neither side has created that much. Let's be honest. Alajuelense right now, you could argue, if anything, are playing with their food. If they were just a little more clinical, they could have put Alianza to the sword long ago. Gondola striding by. corner, Alajuelense. And they insert the dagger. Not yet. For Alianza, they're running out of time to make changes. All the excitement about the return of Nelson Bonilla. They're going to make a change with any kind of value. It's going to have to come soon. The manager is starting to gesture that way. He's got 3 changes in 2 windows remaining. Stridently, Morera. Flipped out by Rodriguez. Oh. Mercado having words. He thought that was going another way. Change is afoot. It's not the change you expect. That's Juan Carlos Portillo. Placing Rodriguez. And Landazuri has been very, very quiet. That's it for him. The Colombian who scored twice against Verde is shut out against Alajuelense. Ezequiel Rivas on. Nelson Bonilla is going to feature. He'll be the last on. One wonders how many minutes he has to give at present. Service forward. Grabbed by Morera. Suarez. Borges. David. Rodriguez continued through the challenge. Borges, Suarez, Rodriguez. The avalanche continues from Alajuelense. Borges. Suarez whiffed. Gamboa kept it alive. Lopez. Alianza down a man. They need 2 goals. They need them fast. Less than a half an hour to go. Curling effort. Corralled by Mario Gonzalez. Caboceta. At their best, as any team, looked better on the attacking end than Alajuelense. Probably not. and they turn it into goals consistently remains to be seen. Can they do it now? Seeking Suarez. Turned over to Borges. Venegas. Venegas was the leading goal scorer in the 2020 Concacaf League. He did all his damage in the round of 16 in the quarterfinals. Scored again tonight. Gonzalez off his line. Winner of this, see winner of Herediano and Real España. 3-1 after one leg. Favor of Real España there. Second leg is at the National Stadium in San Jose on Thursday night. Herediano does have that road goal. Possibility of an Herediano Alajuelense semifinal. Still doesn't seem all that far out of whack. Lopez, oh, he hit the crossbar. What a hit. And offside on the rebound. Oh my. It would have been euphoric. Would have been an Alianza catastrophe. Would have been the end. Still, their dream lives, faint as it may be. Foul. Another card. That's how Alianza is going to have to play from here. Montez. Reigning Salvadoran champion, their third quarterfinal. Say Alianza deserves Champions League. They have a chance to prove it. A point could prove to be the difference. 2 goals, they can assure their place. Chance at Champions League football could, however, slip out from under their grasp. They entered this week in position. They still left work to be done. Loriana. Curled service. And a dangerous attempt to bite that in frame by Zelaya. .22 minutes to go, and whatever stoppage time. No emotion yet. The job isn't complete. inconvenient truth of a tournament like this is that your spot in Champions League can depend so much on the draw that you get. For Alianza, facing a former champion like Alajuelense was always a big ask. Borges. Monterosa. His role in this game has largely been neutered. Portillo. Morera still playing quickly here. As if he has something to accomplish. What a run. Suarez touches over. Venegas. At what point does Alajuelense begin playing the score line instead of the game? 20 minutes remain. They still continue to swarm like an angry hornet's nest. Through the legs of Portillo, Suarez is giving it away. Long run, Caboseta. Mora. Borges. Venegas. Suarez. Falls to Rodriguez. David. Lopez. Venegas. He can feel it from here. Out to Suarez. Back heel. Suarez again. Venegas. Suarez. Suarez! 3 really good looks at goal in this second half. He's put none on the frame. It's too soon to know whether that lack of accuracy come back to bite Alajuelense, but as it stands right now, Alianza hasn't really come close to hitting the frame themselves. Venegas from the spot, 7th minute. Add that to Alfaro's goal in the 38th minute in El Salvador last week. You have a 2-0 aggregate lead. Portillo, advantage became non-existent. Draw here from Alianza would put them out of reach of Herediano. Other teams could still jump them. Gondola. Two winningest losing quarterfinalists advance to Champions League. For Alajuelense, that point might become really valuable in short order. Suarez dipped. The waiting hands of Gonzalez. Truth of the matter is, Alianza will feel quietly confident, but far from exultant if they see this out. Regardless of the result. After all, we need Ciudad Tauro, Didianen, Herediano. Need 2 of the 3 pickup wins and advance out. That's where the danger would begin. Pass from Monterosa. Didianen especially seems unlikely. Didianen, if they were to win by any margin against Olympia and this scoreline holds, they could jump Alianza. All of a sudden, there is genuine danger that they could miss Champions League. It's unlikely against the Olympia side that dominated them 4-0, but what does Olympia have to gain playing a full first team in the middle of their domestic season? You get to some very odd arithmetic from this point in the competition. Very odd. Nothing is guaranteed. Venegas. Gondola started for it. Gonzalez will one-hand it. Alajuelense preparing a change. Be just their second of the night. They brought on Gondola at halftime. For Ron Ruiz. Changes now. Alfaro enters. Curtain call for Borges, especially in the first half. Had a magic wand, one of his four limbs. That's it for Rodriguez. Orlando Blackburn in his stead. On a dastardly rainy 60-degree night in Costa Rica. It's over 2,500 here. Good traveling contingent of Alianza fans hoping perhaps they could be the team that sprung the upset on Alajuelense on their home ground. Venegas. David. Alfaro fresh into the game. Alianza, in truth, trying to do something that had only been done once. Knock off Alajuelense in Concacaf League, their home ground. Only two teams have ever even gotten a result here. Out to Gondola. Seeking Blackburn. Gondola again for Blackburn again. Steered as far as Venegas. Morera. Gondola. Alfaro. Free kick, Alajuelense. Lost just once. Concacaf League here. It was in August of 2017, over 5 years ago. 1-0 to Olympia. Roger Rojas scoring the only goal. They slayed Cibao in San Francisco and Real Esteli. They knocked out Olympia on penalties in 2021 and won the final here against Saprissa. Draw against Guastatoya early in the 2021 tournament. Wins against Aguila, Alianza, Panama by a combined 8-0. It's been a fortress. Gamboa stands over the ball. Alfaro Lopez as well. It's Alfaro. Alfaro! Not far off. David. Venegas. Alianza conceding more of the ball. There's the red card to Ivan Mencia. Venegas, crowd applauds every pass right now. "10 minutes for a miracle for Alianza, otherwise their fate is in other teams' hands." Alajuelense 10 minutes from a semifinal and a Champions League berth next year. Rolls through to Morera. He can take a lot of the sting out of the game with one more goal. Alfaro. Alfaro. David. Alianza has spent much of this night seemingly chasing their tails, no matter what the possession says. Alajuelense has done it in a variety of ways. Venegas settles the return, flicks it out. David. Trying to get by Mercado. Gonzalez, that's all he could do. Receiving, Suarez, cleaned out, play continues. Cabeceta. Mora. Mora. Canales. Clean. Cabeceta again. Terrific. Lopez. Oriana. Dangerous ball. Play on. Lopez. Gondola. Gondola. Falls. Suarez. Central for Blackburn. Stadium's ready to erupt one more time, and an injured Alianza player. Kobo, stank face, stanky leg. Now he's starting to walk. A bit more easily. Suarez denied. Gonzalez played back in front, away by Blackburn. Lopez central. Lopez picked out his target. Suarez, finally, it's happened. He scored brilliantly. Alajuelense surely now on to the semifinal, on to Champions League. "21 years ago, his dad, a taxi driver, bought a soccer ball before he was born. He said, 'My son will be a footballer.' And what a footballer he's become. Chance after chance, and finally, ruthlessly, he's put Alianza to the sword. On their home ground, 10-0 in 3 games in Concacaf League this year. They haven't been good. They've been otherworldly. They've been spectacular. And bless any team that thinks they're going to come to Alajuela and get a result. Alianza need 3 to get 80 seconds in stoppage time to do it. The first time Alajuelense seems comfortable sitting behind the ball. The last half hour, Alianza has looked gassed. Maybe if they had found a goal against the run of play, they would have found a second wind. Suarez. Of the defensive work rate of Benegas. Benegas can finish it now. He tried to chip the keeper. Palm from Gonzalez. Monterosa. Blast into the back of Gamboa. The crowd can sense it now. 2017 to 2020, they were out of this tournament. Their performances in the league not good enough to get them here. Watched as Saprissa, San Carlos, ball ahead, kicked away, Lopez, finagling Mercado. Blackburn, the latest good chance. And that's it. Alajuelense moving on to the semifinal of Concacaf League and on to Champions League in 2023. And for Alianza, they'll watch with bated breath over the next 2 nights. They're in a good position, but they're not assured Champions League football. They've left it in everyone else's hands in the 3 remaining quarterfinals. Suarez late, Benegas early. Alfaro in the first leg. And Alajuelense confirm their home dominance. 10-0 in 3 matches on their home ground in the first 3 rounds of the tournament. And now they'll wait until Thursday to see who they will see in the semifinal of CONCACAF League, as it'll either be Herediano of Costa Rica or Real España of Honduras. Until then, for our entire team at home and abroad, Mike Watts saying thanks for watching this presentation of CONCACAF League. Finishes on aggregate 3-0, and on the night, Alajuelense 2, Alianza 0.